DG McGee of DG McGee Motivates. Thank you so much for watching. I wanted to share this with you. There are 86,400 seconds in a day. I want you to think about that. That is a large number of seconds. That's a lot of time that we all have access to. And I want you to monitor and just watch what it is that you do over the course of one day. Are you maximizing your time? Are you fully reaching your potential at the end of the day? So when it comes time to go to bed at night, are you saying, yeah, I did that. I accomplished that. I checked those things off. I achieved my goal for today. Are you able to say that? Think about it. What are you doing with your time? What I want you to understand is this. God's gift to us is time. Our gift back to him is what we do with the time that he allows us. Think about it. I want you to think about what you're thinking about. I want you to think about what you're doing, and I want you to maximize every second, every moment of every day. So at the end of the day, you can check the box and say, yes, I was able to do that. I was able to accomplish that. Because when you see successful people, they don't get any more time than you get. They don't get 90,000 seconds. They get the same amount of time that you and I both get. Being successful, I want you to also understand, does not mean being rich or being, having a whole lot of money. Being successful means to achieve your dream, your goal, your passion. I can't do what God gave you. He gave it to you. And you can't do what he gave me because he gave it to me. Stay in your lane. Let's focus and do what we can do to maximize our 86,400. This is DG McGee of DG McGee Motivates. Remember, motivate, empower, and inspire someone else today. Our videos are sponsored by my daughter's company, mellowcustoms.com, for your custom designs, as well as my company, bangandbangles.com, for your jewelry accessories.
I started looking for an interior decorator probably about 6 months ago. Normal word of mouth, asking some friends, doing an internet search. We interviewed probably about 3 or 4 different interior decorators. Deary came through, and I told my husband that night, I said, this is her, I met her, this is who we want to use. She has a very take charge, get things done personality. She knows what she likes. I admitted to her, I am not a designer. I do not have an eye for design, so I was going to have to trust fully in whoever we hired. And I did. I looked at her portfolio of homes that she's done in the past. I loved every one of them, and it has been a wonderful experience. Her team that she works with, that everybody that came through the house was very professional. Absolutely enjoyed the experience completely. Even though there were times where I may not have, or may have questioned her design, by the time it got to the house, I absolutely loved it. So I have to kind of think about the whole overall process and trust in her design experience. And my husband and I could not be happier with how the house turned out. For anyone who has the desire to transform their living space, please do not hesitate to contact Tranquil Designs in Deary, Washington. I cannot recommend her enough, and I will actually have her back next year to do my second floor.
Join The Woman I Am Today, the podcast and TV show, as I sit down with prominent women in every industry to discuss their brand, movement, and the women they are today. The Woman I Am Today, the podcast, invites deep conversations and a safe place to let the world know what you've been through. If you're interested in being a guest, please send us an email at nvtv4L@gmail.com or call 919-866-2190.
Hi, I'm Tawana Baker, the CEO and founder of BCC Travel Elite. We are known for balling on a budget. If you want to plan a girls trip, family vacation, group trip, even a vacation, give us a call or look us up. I'm Tawana Baker, the CEO and founder. We love balling on a budget.
I changed my mindset and got in position to align myself with like-minded individuals who helped me shift my thinking positively. I admit, I didn't have my own mindset prior. I wasn't listening to the right people previously. I had not found my own voice yet, neither did I know who I was. God took my mess and turned it into a powerful message. My test became my testimony. I began doing the work so that I can manifest the highest version of the woman God created me to be. Our Stories, His Glory, Volume 2 is a continuation in the powerful inspirational series written to share testimonies of how 8 people broke out of bondage to become physically, mentally, and spiritually free. To order your copy, go to my website, KimberlyAYes.com, where you can also purchase a copy of the bestseller, Healing Toxic Habits, and your Speak Life Tea Talks. The Woman I Am Today invites deep conversations and a safe place to let the world know what you've been through and the woman you are today. Promote your business or cause, headshots available for in-person interviews. Authors, speakers, leaders, artists, and entrepreneurs are strongly encouraged to be guests on the show. If you'd like to be a guest, send us an email at nvtv4L@gmail.com. Catch new episodes of The Woman I Am Today TV show on Preach the Word Worldwide Network every Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, Roku, TIKI Live, Glory Star, and DirecTV. You can also catch the live stream on New Vision Television, Facebook Live, and YouTube. I am Kimberly Guest, host of The Woman I Am Today, where I have important and impactful conversations with women from all over. We discuss their lives, their businesses, and the woman they are today. I am proud to announce that Season 2 is on Preach the Word Worldwide Network every Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now that we've expanded our reach into millions of homes, I would like to invite you to be a guest on Season 2. If you are interested, please send us an email to nvtv4L@gmail.com. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Dr. Brooke, and I am the founder of the Triple P Masterclass, where class is always in session. Now, I know that sounds super fancy to be Dr. Brooke, but I want to tell you something. I'm coming to you today because I understand what it's like to have a COVID experience. But the question is, what did I do? How did I recover? I made a decision that changed my life forever. I started successful online businesses, and today I want to give you the tools and the strategies for you to do the same. So, my question to you is, what are you waiting for? Start today and secure your legacy for tomorrow. You do not want to miss this. My name is Dr. Brooke, the founder of the Triple P Masterclass, where class is always in session. Over the last few years, I have organically grown a successful online business by turning my passion into a profit. I launched a thriving online brand that has been featured on major networks, publications, as well as seen on the Hollywood screen. But rewind back to 2016, when my whole world changed. I was out of work, drowning in debt, with a set of newborn twin baby boys in my arms. So what happened? How did I go from being out of work to building my very own online empire? I made a decision. I made a decision that changed my life forever. And today, I want to share with you the exact blueprint I used to turn my passion into a profit. So I know it may sound too good to be true sometimes, but trust me, it isn't. This very blueprint has guided me to building multiple online brands. So what are you waiting for? Click the link for more information and start today so you can secure your legacy for tomorrow.
MBA, community builder, multipreneur, strategist. Society counted me out, a foster care kid, an overt preacher yet covert addict for a father, an immigrant and beautiful soul for a mother, the oldest of 5 daughters after her second divorce. The responsibility followed on me to help raise the rest. I wasn't supposed to be the first in my family to earn a bachelor's. I wasn't supposed to earn my MBA, become a captain in the Air Force Reserve, climb the ladder in the pharmaceutical industry, or become a successful small business owner a few times over. But where society counted me out, God was gracious to rewrite the story of what I was supposed to be. Though the journey has not always been easy, and I've encountered many speed bumps along the way, in all I do, I've learned to be still and know. I am Danielle Still. The sum of my life experiences has bent my heart toward connecting people to their calling and their community.
Hello everyone, my name is Kimberly Guest. I am the CEO and founder of New Vision Foundation for Life. These are some of the products that we have. I am a Speak Life TikToks affiliate, and so this tea has helped me significantly with a diagnosis that I received last year. And so this diagnosis, it affects my entire body. It causes chronic pain. It affects my nervous system. It causes nausea, headache, to the point where I was literally vomiting 2 to 3 times a week. And so this tea has changed my life. I am no longer having headaches. I am no longer having nausea. My stress level and anxiety have been down significantly. And I sleep very well at night. It tastes absolutely amazing. You can go to KimberlyAGuest.com and order your tea. We have peppermint, we have peach, we have pineapple, and the original flavor. If you are interested and you need something to boost your immunity, something to help suppress your appetite, help you get through the day. And so you guys, this is an amazing tea. It is made by a young lady right here in the North Carolina area. Her name is Letitia Nicole, and this tea has changed my life. It is absolutely amazing. So if you would like some of this tea, please go to KimberlyAGuest.com and order your Speak Life Tea Talks. Join The Woman I Am Today, the podcast and TV show, as I sit down with prominent women in every industry to discuss their brand, movement, and the women they are today. The Woman I Am Today, the podcast, invites deep conversations and a safe place to let the world know what you've been through. If you're interested in being a guest, please send us an email at nvtv4L@gmail.com or call 919-866-2190.
Alpha Men Care. This is teaching a generation how to take care of themselves. This is about knowledge. This is about power. This is about freedom. This is about wealth. When I look back at my career, they've always told me I couldn't do it. It's not about being average. It's not about coming in second or third place. It's not about just existing. Alpha Men Care is about dominating. It's about being the best. It's about being the one. It's about legacy. It's about designing your purpose. It's about the go-getters. Here's for the hustlers. Here's for the dreamers. Here's for the believers. Here's for those that know they're alpha. Let's go.
Everything new, everything new. Everything new, everything new, everything new. Everything new. Look at the house, look at the drip, look at the coupe. I get the bag, put in the stash, should recoup. Everything new. Everything new, everything new, everything new. Everything new. Look at the house, look at the drip, look at the coupe. I get the bag, put in the stash, should recoup.
My name is Chris Pugh, and I am a licensed North Carolina general contractor. I'm a home builder specializing in custom built homes. And the GC Academy is a way to educate interested individuals in the field of construction, more specifically home building. I know how hard it was when I was trying to learn the trade and learn about building. So it means a lot to actually be able to give that type of guidance and that type of tutelage. We continue that guidance and tutelage until you're building 4 houses at a time. And then at that point, you pretty much got a grip of what's going on and you understand the business and you're in the business. It's a 120-day course, 4 days. We have 2 days a week, 1 day in the field, 1 day in the classroom. And then, we do the test prep and get you ready to go take the test and get your feet wet. If for anyone interested, you can find me on Facebook, Pew Builders. You can reach me at pewcustombuilders@gmail.com. Instagram, Pew Builders. Peace.
I can't help but chose the streets. The streets made me who I am. The streets made me a man. I can't help but chose the streets. The streets will show you who you're not. The streets made me say raw. I can't help but chose the streets. The streets will get you a knot. But the streets gon' send a ride. The streets gon' have you riding choppers. I can't help but chose the streets. I just hope I see tomorrow. I can't help but chose the streets.
You're just gonna sit there and let your dreams pass you by? You're just gonna sit there and say that I don't have what it takes? You're gonna tell yourself that you don't have the qualifications? You just gonna let your destiny die? You are a man. It's time to stand up and be who God called you to be. This is your moment. This is your time. This is the season to go after it. I want you to fight like you've never fought before. When they say no, you keep looking for yes. When the doors are closed, find a window. When the window is shut, blow the roof off. This is your time. Let's go, man. Let's go.
Welcome. Are you ready to reach limitless possibilities? At Limitless Possibilities, we provide each and every one of our clients the atmosphere of feeling safe, understanding that what we share is confidential, and most of all, having a sense of feeling supported and empowered. At Limitless Possibilities, we make sure that we are reaching positive outcomes, outstanding solutions, and wonderful connections as we continue to help you grow, develop, and thrive to be the best person that we know that you can be. Here at Limitless Possibilities, we provide individual counseling, family counseling, marital counseling, group counseling, and intensive mentoring services. We also provide clinical supervision hours, as well as providing support for our grief and our loss. Again, we welcome you and we look forward to hearing from you. Thank you for checking us out. Remember, our possibilities are limitless. See you soon.
Being a CEO, we always come across haters. And one thing I always tell my organization that being part of the Lion's Pride, lions don't lose sleep from the opinion of sheep. So no matter what people say about you in the streets, it shouldn't affect your ability to continue to move forward and to do what you need to do. What they say doesn't affect what we do on our day-to-day. To other entrepreneurs out, keep moving forward. Whether it's a small step or a big step, as long as you keep putting one foot in front of the other, you will eventually reach your destination. This is your boy Daniel Lionsden Evans with the Lions Pride LLC, representing Alpha Man Care.
And I speak life so that we all may have life more abundantly. Be blessed.
Are you looking to have more time with your patients? Are you looking to improve the management of your clinic? Are you looking for a way to increase your revenue and decrease your business expenses? Are you looking for an opportunity to streamline your time and grow your practice? If you answer yes to any of the aforementioned questions, then TNC Professional Billing Solutions is for you. Here at TNC Professional Billing Solutions, we can make that happen in as little as 60 days and of course to you.
Hi, my name is Cassandra, and I am co-founder of TNC Professional Billing Solutions. Our company assists private healthcare providers improve their profitability and streamline their day-to-day operations. The more efficient your practice can operate, the more profits you will make. By easing some of the tedious pressures from the business side of your practice, our providers can provide a better quality of healthcare for their patients. We are professional practice problem solvers. Contact us at 803-636-7367. We look forward to hearing from you soon.
Let's just get motivated. Whatever your motivation is. If you want to start a new job, get motivated to do it. If you want to open your own business, get motivated to do it. If you want to launch a website, get motivated to do it. Whatever your motivation is, let's just do it. And together, we can make it happen. With me as your motivational coach, your motivational speaker, your author, or your trainer, your dreams can become a reality. Visit my website at www.jtmahoney.com. Let's work together. Get motivated, stay motivated. Let's make it happen.
Listen. If you wanna be the best, you got to move and motivate. If you wanna be the best, you got to move and motivate. If you wanna be the best, you got to move and motivate.
Got that good gon' run my pain, run my pain, run my pain, run my pain. Fuck you days and she won't make plans, won't make plans, won't make plans, won't make plans. On my dick like
Hello, my name is John Guess, founder and CEO of JHG Photography and Films and co-founder of Vizion Televizion. Over the past few years, we have generated over 80,000 post views and over 30,000 video views on Facebook alone. Our clients' good works are getting noticed. We created this platform for small businesses, entrepreneurs, artists, and other organizations who would normally not have a platform. If you are a small business, artist, ministry, or organization that needs commercial work or an event covered, or would like to create a platform and cannot afford thousands of dollars for advertising, contact us today via email or 984-389-3283. New Vision Television, where your dreams are our priority.
Hey, it is none other than Dion Griffin McGee, also affectionately known as DG McGee. I wanted to come on real quickly and just talk to you because people often ask me, why is it that I do what I do? Why am I this roaring speaker? And roar simply means to be relentless, optimistic, ambitious, and result-driven. That is the impact, the result that I want for everyone that I encounter. As a female, recovering, I say, corporate executive trying to climb the corporate ladder, working in a non-diverse and inclusive place, I felt it was necessary for me to live my passion, for me to live my dream, for me to excel and do what I was called, equipped, and created to do. And that's all I simply want for others. What I want for you is to get to that next level, not do what you were hired to do, but to do the thing that you have been called, equipped, and created to do. Moving from that corporate space to becoming a speaker, to becoming an author, and also an entrepreneur has changed my life. What is it that's holding you back from changing your life? If you can get on the other side of fear, I promise you, life will not be the same. It will change for you. It will change for the people that are watching you. It's time for you to make an impact. That is why I roar. That is what I want for you, and I want to make sure that you do that. I am available for speaking engagements to come to your corporate place of business, to speak and empower your teams to get to the next level. I'm available for your conference to get to the next level. I want to pour and empower you. I want to serve you. And until then, you keep roaring and visit me at dgmcgee.com, and I'm looking forward to coming and speaking and sharing and pouring into you. This is DG McGee signing off. Until then, keep roaring.
Today we highlight Dr. Brooke Womack Elmore. Could she be the next Madam C.J. Walker for ethnic men? Dubbed by Swagger Magazine as the next Madam C.J. Walker for male hair replacement products, Dr. Brooke is not your ordinary stay-at-home mom. As a mother of 3 and a clinical doctor by trade, Brooke never thought she would be the creator of a household name for men's hair products.
What about something for men?
Yes.
They take just as much pride in their appearance as we do, but they're extremely underserved. Anyone that is suffering from male pattern baldness.
Okay.
So you have people with alopecia, people with cancer, people that just want to change their look.
Man Cave for Hair's King Hair Collection is one of the industry's first and foremost exclusive hair and product lines for ethnic men. As a trademark business entity under the Hair Dynasty umbrella, they have risen to be the industry's gold standard for ethnic male hair replacement products. Dr. Brooke Womack Elmore, a pioneer in the ethnic male hair community.
Mom, Dad, we're going to go by to your house today. I got Sis, and we're going to take a trip down memory lane. Since I wasn't born here in Raleigh and Deborah was, I'm going to take her for a trip down memory lane. I sure wish people get it, man. I wish they understood that while their parents are alive, to give them their flowers. I love you, and I thank you for everything. I wouldn't be the person I am today if it wasn't for y'all. Love on your family while you can, because this is where my family is. Mom, Dad, brother, grandparents, cousins. Oh my God. This is where my family is, except for my sister and me. Where's your family? That's my question. If they breathing and they walking and they talking, please, please don't sweat the small stuff. Forgive and forget. And just go love on them and apologize. But come, let me let you meet my brother. Get some flowers for you, bro. Man. Well, you know, this was Daddy's thing. He did this, but I didn't do this. But so I'm going to turn you down for a minute because I can't have you with no empty flowers, bro. Man, I never forget the day he called me and he said, Sis, they gave me 6 months to live. Whew. So I'm going to show you a book I wrote because of this story. So as a result of this, came Final Wishes. I took everything that I went through with Charles, Mom, and Dad, and I wrote it. When I tell you Final Wishes is a guide for transition from life to death. So, guys, $9.99 on Amazon. It's the best $9.99 you can ever purchase. I just took some things, some simple stuff. Check it out. I even have pages in there where you can write a letter to your loved one. I have some very important things for business owners, so I'd like for you to check it out. And it's not about selling a book. It's about giving you peace of mind. It's about making sure you don't feel what I felt. That's why I wrote this book. Because I don't want nobody to go through what I went through. Please find out what your family's final wishes are. I'm telling you, it'll save you from the day you have to make a decision at the ER. It's so much easier. Hi, this is Krista. Hey, if you see me sitting out under a nice shady tree during this time and you have your mask on, let's have a conversation. You know, right now in 2020, people are out of work and so much going on in their life that they need a plan B. And that's what I'm here to help you do. So I'm sitting out here waiting for a client, and we will be getting together just to have a little fresh air and talk about some options so she can have some flexibility. So if you see me, come on by. I'll be glad to give you one of my business cards, and we can talk. You know, I'm here for you. I'm a marketing consultant nationwide, and I'm happy to help you come up with another solution. Crystal Bodie Smith, and if you have never been to my website, please, please, please check it out. It's www.IamCrystalBodieSmith.com. We could talk about some flexible options for you right now during these challenging times. I would absolutely love to fit you in. I think I have some time on my schedule, because as you can see, it stays pretty full, but we can pencil you in. So I look forward to talking to you. Bye-bye.
The Woman I Am Today invites deep conversations and a safe place to let the world know what you've been through and the woman you are today. Promote your business or cause, headshots available for in-person interviews. Authors, speakers, leaders, artists, and entrepreneurs are strongly encouraged to be guests on the show. If you'd like to be a guest, send us an email at nvtv4l@gmail.com. On this episode, we speak with 3-time best-selling author Rachel Renee. She discusses her healing current trauma by writing and helping others to do the same.
Welcome to the Woman I Am Today TV show. I am your host, Kimberly Giss, and on today's episode we have best-selling author, entrepreneur, publisher, and writing coach, Miss Rachel Renee. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Awesome. So Rachel, can you tell us a little bit about the woman you are today? What made you want to become a publisher?
Absolutely. The funny thing is I never wanted to be a publisher. I never set out to be a publisher. It evolved out of my journey. And so how it all started is actually when my son was 6 years old, we had a conversation, as we often did, about what do you want to be when you grow up? Because he often changed his answer, so I would just check in with him. And so one day he changed it and he turned it back around to me. He said, what do you want to be? And it caught me off guard, but I had always wanted to be an author. So that's what I told him. I said, I want to write books. And then a couple weeks went by, I forgot about the conversation, and one day out of nowhere he said, so did you start writing yet? And I'm like, what are you talking, like I'm trying to think, like, and I realized he was going back to that conversation, and I was like so ashamed because it hadn't even crossed my mind after I mentioned it to him. Like, I didn't think about it. I wasn't planning on getting started, and I had to tell him no. But that gave me the spark to know that I'm gonna have to start doing something, because if he asks me this question again, you know, I have to give him that example that, look, if you want something, you have to go after it. So after I had that conversation with him, I got into this ritual of writing every day. I started a blog. It really gave me a chance to have something that I was passionate about, because I love seeing people that were engaged and connected and just happy about what they did. And I was like, when am I going to have that? So venturing into that world of being a blogger, it opened that up for me. And after having that ritual of writing every day, it gave me enough material for my first 2 books. And I ended up self-publishing. And while I was doing that, I was also doing some work as an editor with a publishing company, and I learned the process. So after I published my 2 books, and people were like, hey, editor, can you help me also publish mine? So it just kind of grew out of that. And so now I've been doing that for about 10 years.
Okay. So that launched you into your writing coaching. And so tell us a little bit about that, your coaching.
Oh, absolutely. I actually love coaching more than publishing, because I love being involved with the writing process. So, and just being involved in people's creativity, helping them through those obstacles, because a lot of times people want to tell their stories, but it's so personal that, you know, when we run up against those emotional points in the story, it's like we get stuck, you know. So I love helping people kind of work through those obstacles and give them a roadmap, so that, hey, if we hit a roadblock here, we can just go to the next topic and revisit that later if need be. And it just opens up, like it did for me. When people start to share their story, it just opens up so much more for them. You know, it connects you with other people. It opens up more resources. It opens up more possibilities, because it never just ends with your story, as you know. It doesn't just end with your story. Like, there's so many more things that could come out of it. And the most important thing starting within, you know, because as we work through our story and telling our story, we get healing from it. So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
So I'm an author, and so I know about that whole process. And so you are a 3-time best-selling author. So tell us about a few of those books.
Absolutely. So, those my bestsellers are The Relationship Factor, which is just helping entrepreneurs build client relationships for the long term. My favorites are the What's Your Story book and the What's Your Story manual. Those came out of my coaching work with authors, so it provides like so many questions that I ask the authors during the process to help getting that writing flowing. And my favorite book is Dear Husband, A Good Wife's Heart for Her Husband. That is very personal for me. It comes out of part of my story, and I'm just so excited about that one.
Well, tell us a little bit about Dear Husband.
Okay. So the thing about Dear Husband is it came out of the process of me becoming a good wife. And I wrote it right after my marriage fell apart, like literally a month after. And so basically, like, I've been on this journey throughout my life where, starting as a child, I was like this 9-year-old girl researching about marriage and family, because that's what I wanted. You know, that was my dream, to one day have this great marriage. I wanted 6 kids. I don't know what I was thinking, because my one son was all I needed to have. And he's 18 now. But, you know, I had that dream as a child. And so I'm like 9 years old, clipping articles about how to have a great marriage. Like, what 9-year-old does that? But I was so focused on that, it's like I was trying to make it happen, you know, and I was seeking that out in so many relationships. But the problem is I was coming from a broken place. So I had this pattern of repeatedly choosing the wrong person. And even when I finally thought I was doing it right, it still ended up wrong. So what I learned, first of all, I had a problem with commitment, because I felt like, okay, I'm doing everything that, you know, that a man wants and appreciates from a woman, so I'm expecting love in return. Of course, it doesn't work that way. But as soon as I saw those signs that, hey, I'm not getting back what I'm putting out, deuces, like, I'm out, you know, and I would move on with the quickness to the next one, you know, never taking the time to figure out, okay, why is this continuously happening? And there was a point where I saw this was kind of affecting my son. And, you know, with him, you know, I was married to his dad, but we were young. We were really marrying to get out of our circumstances. We were marrying to be safe. We were friends. We figured, hey, there's no heartbreak in marrying your friend. So it was just an arrangement, really. And that didn't last. But I decided to get some counseling. And out of that counseling, I took some time to just deal with me and get rid of kind of that codependency on relationship after relationship, and feeling like I always needed like male companionship, whether it was a friend or a romantic, right? So I got rid of that dependency, and then one of my old friends returned into my life. He had been one of my best friends, and he was expressing interest, and we got into a relationship, got engaged, got married, and I'm like, great, I'm finally doing this right. I'm gonna be committed to this one. I'm gonna stick it out. I'm not gonna run when it looks like it's, you know, getting weird or whatever. And I did that. But it turned out the first relationship I truly committed to just was the most destructive one of all. And I went through so much as a result of that marriage. I lost so much. I had to start my life over at the age of 40. And I'm just like, okay, this can't happen again. And, you know, at that point, I thought, like, I was so angry. I was so hurt. I was like, I'll never be able to trust anyone again. Like, that's how broken down I was at that point. And I was, like, literally walking around angry and having, like, anxiety attacks for, like, a couple years afterward. And so it was just amazing, though, that even in the midst of dealing with all those emotions, I was just talking to God like, you taught me how to be a good wife in this marriage. You taught me how to be committed. You taught me how to control my tongue, because in the beginning, I'll cuss this man out. You know, it was not pretty. But I learned to be patient. I learned to not have to pick at every little thing that happened. You know, I was
Choosing your battles.
Choosing my battles and just maintaining peace, you know? So I'm like, why did I learn all that for it to end like this? Like, God, you must have something else for me. So the book that I wrote actually came out of some letters that I had written to my husband at some point about just, you know, goals and things that, you know, we can have as a couple. And when I found these letters, I was like amazed because they were written with so much love, even though I had gone through so much with this man. And I'm like, this is treasure right here. So I took those letters and wrote Dear Husband right as I'm going through this crazy divorce.
and became a best-selling author, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Tell us a little bit about how you healed from that process. Tell us a little bit about the healing process.
Absolutely. So, you know, as I mentioned before, I definitely believe in counseling. So at different times in my life, I've, you know, gone through therapy, I've gone through, you know, ministry, counseling, and things like that. So after that marriage broke down, like I couldn't function for a while. Like I had left a corporate job years before that. I couldn't even mentally deal with that. I had to back away from my business, which had actually really started becoming really profitable at that point. I couldn't handle any of it. So I realized I just had to do what I could at the time. And I worked at UPS for a while. I had never done like manual work before in my life. I was in there covered in dirt at like 3, 4, 5 a.m. It's just like, God, what is going on here? But that was like what I could handle at the time. Like, and it was the greatest thing because while I'm doing this physical work, I was praying the whole time and gaining my peace back. And I had a couple of guys that I dated within that time, but I was not ready. Like my heart was so closed off. It wasn't even something I should have even been doing at that time. But it came to a point where I realized, okay, I need some more help because I'm still having these anxiety attacks and I'm like, I don't want to live this way. So I returned to a church home of mine. It was like such a family that I had years ago. Returned to this church home and they embraced me with so much love. And it's like they nursed me back to life again, you know. It was so amazing. I was also involved in ministry there. And it's like I was becoming myself again and got to a place of peace. I was also in therapy during that time and I was doing great and I felt amazing and I'm like, yes, this is what I'm talking about. I was focused back on my business goals. I had gone back into corporate, become a training manager. You know, my income was back where it needed to be. I was like, okay, restoration, you know. So it was awesome. And then all of a sudden I meet this wonderful guy, right? And it was amazing. I'm like, oh my gosh, you know, great connection almost instantly. I've been friends with his family for like 20 years, so he wasn't a total stranger. It was beautiful. But then all of a sudden I wasn't okay anymore. Now I'm triggered because I'm feeling vulnerable. And all those old fears and anxieties came back. But, you know, one thing about me, I always have believed in, you know, always growing, developing, healing. So if I'm recognizing, you know, I'm not right, I got to do something about it. I can't just stay in dysfunction. And so I was like, I need some more help because I can't do this to him. I can't do this to me. And interestingly enough, at the same time, I became a caregiver for my mom. So I just had a lot going on. And then the pandemic hit. So I'm at home with all of these emotions going crazy. Right.
Look, that's a lot. So we're going to take a quick commercial break, but when we come back, we're going to talk about vulnerability and how it feels as a Black woman to allow yourself to be vulnerable. So we will be right back with a word from our sponsors. Welcome back to the Woman I Am Today TV show. I am here with Miss Rachel Renee. And so we were just talking a little bit about being vulnerable and how that feels from just being a black woman, because a lot of times people feel some type of way when we're vulnerable and we express our feelings. So how has that been for you? Tell us a little bit about that experience.
Absolutely. That has been such a journey because, yes, for some reason, as black women, we feel like we're supposed to have it all together at all times, you know, be the picture of strength at all times. And, you know, I definitely lived that way for a while. Like when my son was younger and I was a single mom, you know, I dealt with things by myself and I felt like I was constantly on this emotional roller coaster and about to lose my mind, you know. But I did not reach out for help when he was younger. And, you know, I wish I knew then what I know now, because what I know now is it's important to be vulnerable, but it's very important to choose when and where to be vulnerable. And what we all need to do, I'm so passionate about this, is we need to build strong communities of support ourselves. And we have to be intentional about that. Like, it can't just be, oh, this is my day one, you know, this who I grew up with, this person. No, you have to be intentional, because sometimes the people you came up with, they can't. Who you have, that's why I call my inner circle friends. These are people I could talk to every day and be just as ugly and vulnerable as I need to be. You know, the most ugly thought, the most ugly emotion that I have, I know I can share it with them and there's no judgment. If I'm wrong, they're gonna let me know. Like, are you sure you handled that the right way? They could check me, but I know it's in love and I can receive it from them. But I know I can also bring those emotions that, you know, the rest of the world can't handle, and they don't need to handle it, you know. So if you don't have those type of people around you, you got to get that and you got to seek it out. And so that's one thing I learned. After that marriage broke down, I learned, hey, I need to call everybody I trust right now, tell them what I'm dealing with. I would have never done that years ago. I would have just tried to, you know, tough it out. But I was like, this is about to be rough. So before I talk myself out of it, let me call my people that I trust and like, hey, this is what's going on. Just wanted to let you know. Click, call the next person. And what I didn't realize is that by letting those people know, there was always somebody checking on me. You know, different people will call at different times. They would help out however they could. I was actually living in North Carolina here at the time when all that happened, so I was kind of separated from a lot of like my core people, and I was trying to stay here because I had been building my business here, but it's like nothing was working out. I was gonna have to leave because, you know, some things happened and basically left my son and I homeless, and he was at home with his dad in New Jersey, so I had a plan to go get him. And when I went up there, you know, I kind of planned to get together with my closest people. And everybody that came in the door said, you need to stay here. And I was so angry because everything in me, I was trying to stay in North Carolina because I'm like, no, I've been building there. I got dreams there. But the thing is, I'm like, I can't ignore what a room full of people who love me are saying. I couldn't just dismiss it. So after they left, I went upstairs. I was like, God, as soon as I started asking the question, I already knew the answer. Like, I guess I'm staying. So I stayed in New Jersey for 4 years, and so my son went through high school there. It was the best thing for him because we both had to heal from what happened. And he was able to get some really great quality time with his father. He was in a great school, doing well, and our relationship healed because even my relationship with my son took a hit, which was so hard because I felt like I had just literally lost everything to have that support around me. And, that was one important element. The other very important element is getting therapy. So when I noticed, okay, I start getting these fears and these thoughts and they spin out of control, wondering where my man is, what is he doing, who are you talking to? Meanwhile, he at home asleep, and I'm going crazy, and then I'm calling him like, what are you doing? Driving him crazy. Driving myself crazy. And not only that, so it's like those issues that I was having, it didn't just stop with him. I just realized that, I really have a problem with feeling unwanted in general, not just in these relationships, but even with my friends. And so the more I went through counseling, like I had this one therapist, she was amazing. Now it's teletherapy because we're in a pandemic. She was the first counselor I can say I had that was not impressed with me. Like, other people will kind of back off because like, oh, you're so reflective, you're so self-aware. She was not bothered by that. She would ask me the questions that made me so uncomfortable, made me want to hang up the phone. But she went there, and then she would give me these things to do. Like, when it came to like some of the things I would say to my man or the questions I would want to ask him, she said, check in with yourself before you say those things. Like, if you know you're feeling anxious and you want to, just go off or whatever, ask yourself, is this helpful? Is this necessary? Is this going to help anything? If not, don't say it. So that was so helpful because it caused me to kind of rein myself in and take a beat before just, running after those emotions, right? But what I realized was, okay, this is cool, but I still feel crazy. So I sought out some spiritual counseling. What the spiritual counseling helped is it showed me like, well, when did this start? Because obviously it didn't start with that marriage. This pattern had been going on long before. So I can't blame him for how I'm behaving right now. And I realized that these issues started in my childhood, and these unresolved feelings that I had that my mother never wanted me. And I had to deal with that because once I realized that, I noticed where it shows up everywhere else in my life. The time when I thought my son hated me. Even with my friends, like I always have this thing going on in the background, like, oh, I'm probably so aggravated, I'm probably so annoying, they're probably so sick of me. I'm thinking this about my girls. And this one day, recently, a couple months ago, I was hanging out with my friend, and she lives in Pennsylvania, so we don't see each other that often anymore. But just the sequence of events that was going on, we had seen each other like 2 or 3 times, like within a short time frame. And as I'm about to leave, she's like, I know it's tough for you with everything going on and all your responsibilities, but I would really love if you could come up for Christmas. And as soon as she said that, I was like, she wants to see me again? Like, I'm like, she not sick of me yet? Like, I didn't hear a word else she said because I'm sitting there like, in your head. We just saw each other, we just spent all this time together, and she's inviting me in a few more weeks. Like, I was just like, wow. I believe that I'm unwanted. I believe I'm not lovable. And they're lies.
They are. So you found out that
lies.
people love you.
Yeah.
They really do care about you.
Right.
And that you have to actually be accountable and do the work.
Exactly. So important.
It is very important.
Yeah.
So Rachel, out of all this trauma and pain that you have experienced, it sounds like that is what launched your publishing company. So can you tell us the name of it and tell us a little bit about that process?
Absolutely. So my company is called Rain Publishing. And so I help people self-publish, but we help people from the beginning of the process to the end of the process. So even if someone says, hey, I think I want to write a book, I haven't written one word yet, I don't know how to go about it, we can help them map that process out, help them through the writing process. If we need to do some writing with them or for them, we can do that as well. And then we also walk them through all the technical aspects of it. Now, as I was sharing with you before, the thing I love most about this is the stories, helping people get these stories out. Because the stories are what resonate with people, is what connects us with each other, and it's where people can, obtain hope in knowing like, hey, this person went through this, and if they're okay, then that means I can get through it as well. So that's the thing that I'm truly passionate about, is just seeing what's possible when people open up and get really real about their stories.
So we're gonna take a commercial break and we'll be right back. So Rachel, tell us or tell the viewers any information or advice that you would have for young entrepreneurs.
Oh, absolutely. So it really has to do with my story. It's very important to be in community and get and seek professional help and guidance. And that comes to counseling as well as when it comes to building your business. Get that professional guidance, mentors, business workshops, invest in yourself. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. There's someone who has walked where you're already trying to walk. So get connected with the right business mentors. Be in a great community where you can be vulnerable and get the help that you need.
And tell everyone where they can find your books or what it is that you have going on.
Absolutely. So my books are on Amazon, but if you're looking to get in touch with me and find out what I'm doing, you can go to rainpublishing.com and rachelrenee.live. Those are my websites.
All right. So when you think about the woman you are today, what comes to mind?
I'm building. I am building.
Absolutely. I would like to thank you for joining us on The Woman I Am Today. To our viewing audience, I want to thank you for joining us as well, and we will see you next week on The Woman I Am Today.